This is Fox 31 News at 9:30.
For many parents out there, the shift to online learning has been tough, has been really tough. And so we're talking with a local principal with some ways to keep it together as we really only have about 4 weeks left.
Welcome back. The Fox 31 Problem Solvers here to help all you parents out there who may be struggling with their kids adjusting to remote online learning. I know.
I'm just raising my hand because I'm present.
I've been a listening ear through it all.
Yeah, well, for most kids, it's been a tough year, but it comes to an end in a couple of weeks here. Janet Worley is the pre-K through 8th principal at Skyview Academy down there in Highlands Ranch, right off of 470. She's live via Skype this morning with some tips for parents, some things to help us parents out. You know, and I will say, as much as I raise my hand and I joke, my wife is doing the brunt of this, and it's been tough. I mean, it's throwing parents into a new role, as well as teachers. What can parents do to try to make these last 4 weeks as painless as possible?
Thanks for having me. I think a couple of important things to remember is that I would compare the remote learning to a marathon. We're at about mile 17. We've got 9 more to go, so let's finish strong. I think my advice would be stay the course, keep maintaining that schedule because predictability provides security. I think that parents also need to remember to take a breath. Give everyone some space from each other during the day. Make sure that you encourage some creative outlets, outside playtime, doing some chalk art on the sidewalk. I think switch up the lesson. I think if your students are learning something in social studies and science, give them the opportunity to be the expert. Give them a chance to teach you some things that they know. Encourage your child to make connections in their learning. And then most importantly, I think take the family's temperature, well-being temperature. Just remember that in a marathon, you want to stay strong, but you got to pace yourself. Yeah. Learning is a lifelong journey, and your family's well-being is important too. We have a lifetime to learn, and a few days break isn't going to hurt.
That's a good way to frame it up. And Janet, you speak about a marathon. I mean, what do you say to all those parents who, at this point in the race, they're kind of hitting their breaking point? I thought this was really interesting. You've come up with a 3-pronged approach here for the parents' well-being: re-energize, re-engage, and refocus. 3 R's here. Yeah,
for sure. I think that marathon, you got to drink that water, right? At mile 17, you can't lose your pace. You just got to listen to your body, listen to your mind, listen to what's happening for your family. I think one of my colleagues' kids said it best, Mom, I like you better as a mom than a teacher. And I think we're all out of our comfort zone right now. Even teachers are missing their kiddos, not getting those final hugs and getting to do those closures at the end of the year that we do. So I think that everyone giving themselves grace and space is a really good idea.
Well, and I know my kids have said that they prefer to be in school. They want to be in school, and it's not even just about their friends. They've told us they prefer the schedule of being in school. Have you seen that for most kids, that they thrive on that actual structure of a school?
I would absolutely agree with that. Our students through our Zoom meetings are saying on a regular basis, we took school for granted. We wish we could be in the building together. I think we're, created for community, and having to miss out on that community and the relationships that they establish in that classroom, we're like family. And I think that as a family in that classroom community, we're missing that. And I think that it's disappointing, but I do think that teachers are doing an excellent job, and parents are really filling in that gap and doing a great job making sure that even in their own personal crisis, that kids are learning and doing what they can to achieve.
Well, this is certainly your wheelhouse, Janet, the principal of Skyview Academy there. Thank you so much for great advice.
Yeah, a little guidance for us as she said, the last leg of the marathon is underway.
And that's the hardest part.
Sometimes that's the hardest part. Thank you for that. Have a great Thursday.